Hello everybody, not a licensed physician, not giving medical advice, and I most likely titled the video something that is not completely accurate, just because it's much more well known than what I'm going to talk about. So probably it says like the problem with Clenbuterol or why I don't like Clenbuterol. I've never taken Clenbuterol. Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken Clenbuterol, but I have taken albuterol, otherwise known as salbutamol. And the first problem I had with it, but it goes away very quickly, is that at first it really interfered with sleep. However, that's not really a problem because even after just a few days of using it, I found I could sleep just fine. I could literally take it before I go to bed and I'll sleep just fine. But there's two problems that actually stick around. One, it doesn't seem that beneficial for weight loss. Yeah, it probably helps. Notice I said probably. Because, I'm sure it helps. Pharmacologically, it should help. Probably I noticed that I'm a little bit leaner. That it helps me get a little bit leaner a little faster. Probably. You see, I don't seem very sure about that. Perhaps it's in the dosage. Perhaps it's in the diet. But it's certainly no miracle. But the other problem, even if it did help with weight loss, is the muscle tightness and muscles locking up. So I'm very prone to this, so maybe it's just me. I have to take lots of not lots, but as long as I take, I think it's like 300 milligrams magnesium I usually take per day. I take about 300 milligrams of magnesium per day. Those ones I take 250 per day, but I've been taking two is 250 of the magnesium pills I just looked at, but I take three some days, a Grchka, which has a lot of magnesium. The other magnesium pills I used to get, I think I was taking about 300 or so milligrams per day. If you're going to take magnesium, make sure to take magnesium glycinate, bisglycinate, lysine. I think citrate also is probably absorbed pretty well, but I stick with glycinate and lysine the most. Just me. You can actually feel magnesium if you don't have a tolerance. If you don't take it often and you take a few hundred milligrams of magnesium glycinate, you will feel it. It is sedating, relaxing, anxiolytic. But yeah, if I do not take magnesium, in the middle of the night, my calves will painfully lock up. And a lot of my muscles will lock up when working out. Even if I take magnesium, my abs will oftentimes lock up. Maybe it's why I'm so strong and I can build muscle well, because my muscles just don't know when to stop. But it's a problem if I take albuterol, because even if I take albuterol at a lowish dosage, let's just say 2 milligrams, and I go and box, just the rotation makes all of these little intercostal muscles lock up and spasm and get tight and they hurt the next day. Who knows, maybe that will promote anabolic effects. I've actually thought, it is reported to be anabolic. Beta-2 agonists are reported to be anabolic. I wonder if part of that is simply due to higher muscle tone. The muscles are contracting more, they're breaking themselves down more. Because I do believe that if a muscle contracts strongly, it actually tears itself. I've theorized before that muscle relaxers, relaxants, whatever you want to call them, actually will lead to muscle atrophy, or not necessarily atrophy, but shrinkage, temporary or permanent shrinkage of the muscle, depending on how long you take them, because your muscle tone will be lower. The muscles will be contracting less, and it's the more muscles work, the bigger they get. And they are working every second of your day, not just when you are doing curls or presses or something. they are always contracting. So if you take muscle relaxers and they contract less, probably they're not going to do as well. You take something like salbutamol and they contract more, probably they'll do better. However, if you normally work out and your muscles locking up prevents you from working out, you're probably going to do worse because your at-rest muscle contractions being higher isn't going to be as important as your actual workout. So if I cannot work out properly because my muscles lock up, I'm going to be less anabolic. I mean, technically my bodily environment could be more anabolic, but the net result will be less muscle growth, less size, less strength. I notice zero strength increase with salbutamol. In fact, typically I'm a little weaker with it because my muscles are not, like, you would think they contract more, you're stronger, but it just messes me up. Like, I would love for that theory to work out, like they contract more, you're stronger. Maybe someday, somehow, things will change. Like, our bodies do really change. You can react like this to a medication today, and next year you react like that. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. Like, you can literally have a complete opposite reaction to a medication at some other point in your life. So yes, albuterol, probably the best over-the-counter weight loss supplement I have access to. Yes, I said over-the-counter because the inhaler is over-the-counter here and the liquid is prescription. And you don't need to get the liquid, you can just use the inhalers. Actually, that's what I tried out this last week. I have had the liquid before, got it for my lungs. I do actually have lung problems, but who knows how much I truly need it. But I do actually have lung problems. The liquid lasts a lot longer because you're taking it orally than the inhaler does. The benefit of the inhaler is you can concentrate when you're getting its action, but if you're doing it for fat loss, I think it's better to have the steady concentration throughout the day. But the problem is it is going to be in your body at night when you're sleeping, and I believe it's healthy for the body to relax and have low adrenaline levels at night. That's why if I have it in my system at night, I do take some propranolol. I do not take 40 milligrams. Yeah, these are 40 milligrams. I take 10 milligrams. And if I'm going to take much of the albuterol, I will take some nebivolol during the day. In fact, I take nebivolol even if I just drink more than one coffee. If I drink coffee and I haven't drank any in quite a while, even one coffee, I'll likely take 2.5 milligrams of nebivolol with it. If I'm going to drink a couple coffees in a day, I'll take 2.5 to 5 milligrams of nebivolol. I care about my heart health. I already have left ventricular hypertrophy. I don't want to make it any worse. So yeah. And while we're on the topic of things that lower adrenaline, I do take ashwagandha. This one's from Costco, but it has some ginseng or ginger mixed with it. It's healthy too. But I need to cut that out and see how my liver values do, because it might not be from my alcohol. My organism likes alcohol. Now, it doesn't like too much alcohol. Like, I should not drink... I shouldn't drink even just one of these every day. This is a liter of vodka. I should not do that. Especially should not drink 2 of these every day. But if I drink half of one of those every day, a quarter of one of those every day, yeah, a quarter's like nothing, but yeah, half is like, yeah. So I think it might be the ashwagandha that's raising my liver values, but I will see. So yeah, salbutamol. I keep calling it salbutamol because that's what you call it here in Belarus, but I know most of the world calls it, or at least the Western world, calls it albuterol. Dosage-wise with the liquid, I started out actually at 1 milligram because I couldn't sleep. But then once I realized I could sleep, raised it to 2, tried that for quite a while, didn't notice any benefits, and I did actually go up to, I think, like 7 to 8 milligrams, and I did notice that I did not have an appetite, and it was easier to lose weight. But I don't think I want to take 8 milligrams, or who knows, maybe you should take even more if you really want to lose weight. But I don't think that's a good idea for health, so I stick with like 2 milligrams. If I get a little bit of extra fat loss, but I get no side effects, I'll take that little bit of extra fat loss. I don't care to get a lot of fat loss with some side effects. I don't want any side effects. So I could take 20 milligrams of it, with especially add in some Nabivolol, but I don't want to do that. I don't like putting a lot of drugs in my body. Main reason I experiment with the salbutamol, the albuterol, is because bodybuilding competitions are kind of difficult, especially if you're natural. Like, if you want to call it not natural, because I take some albuterol, so be it. I don't care about the labels. I just say it to convey the point that I'm without steroids. And it's a lot harder to do a bodybuilding competition without steroids. If I can get a little bit of help from some salbutamol and some ashwagandha at night, and all my vitamins, I do that. I tried yohimbine. Again, I don't know if it helps me lose weight. I know it should, so I take some of it. I like salbutamol more. Yohimbine doesn't give me the muscle. I don't know the perfect word for exactly what's happening, but it doesn't give me the muscle spasms or the muscle locking up. I can't believe I can't think of the right word. So the yohimbine has less side effects in that regard for me, but sometimes I feel a little bit of pain in my left side. It's probably acid reflux or something, but because of that, I don't like to take much yohimbine. The salbutamol, I never feel any negative heart effects, but I know that it's probably not good for my heart, so that's why I do take the beta blockers. In terms of fat loss, do I notice salbutamol being better than yohimbine? No, because I can't really tell you whether either of them help me lose weight. I know they should, but do I notice it? Not really. Perhaps if I took 8 milligrams consistently, I'd be like, whoa, it sure works well. I haven't done that. Maybe I'll do that for my competition. Number one priority is always health, but if I can do that, stay healthy, maybe I will. So, yeah. Also, if you're going to use the inhalers, you don't have to do 1 puff per inhale. You can go pretty easy to get 3, 4, 5. But don't take salbutamol. If you are going to do a competition, maybe. I'm not advising you do it. But yeah, I wanted to put this out there because I've never watched any videos where people talk about the side effects of Clenbuterol. It's very closely related to albuterol. So I imagine I would have the same problems with Clenbuterol, and maybe you would too. Hope you like this video. Please check out my other videos. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Costs you nothing, but maybe it'll help me out. I'm only human. I do hope to make some money from this YouTube, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a student. My parents help pay for school. It's pretty hard for them. So if you subscribe, you make it easier for them and easier for me. It doesn't cost you anything.